Warsaw's new Jewish museum is already an icon of modern architecture. Built on the site of the infamous World War II ghetto, it faces a monument dedicated to the heroes of the 1943 ghetto uprising against the Nazis. Its facade symbolizes Exodus and the parting of the Red Sea. The sprawling venue, which cost around 75 million euros, details nearly a millennium of Jewish life in Poland.
The main purpose of this museum is to raise awareness, both in Poland and abroad, that Jews were a permanent part of the Polish landscape for 1,000 years. The story we tell is part of the history of Europe.
The journey begins in the Middle Ages and tells how over the centuries Poland's Jewish population grew and prospered. Despite waves of emigration to the West in the early 20th century, more than 3 million Jews lived in Poland in 1939, making up 10% of the population. Cutting-edge interactive technology lets visitors stroll through a pre-war Jewish shopping street, but the museum's crowning jewel doesn't need any special effects. This replica of a ceiling from an 18th century wooden synagogue is crafted by hand.
We invited art students from many countries: Poland, Israel, the United States, Canada and elsewhere in Europe. They used methods and techniques from the 16th and 17th centuries to complete the project.
1,000 years of Jewish life in Poland were obliterated by the Holocaust. Of the 6 million Jews killed by Nazi Germany during World War II, 1 million were murdered at the Auschwitz-Birkenau death camp. Marian Turski is one of around 250,000 Polish Jews who survived the war. Although anti-Semitism still exists in Poland, 70 years on, he sees a bright future for its Jewish community.
There's an atmosphere of tolerance now, and even if it isn't perfect, it favors the lasting presence of Jews in Poland.
Community leaders believe that there are tens of thousands of people with Jewish roots living in Poland today, but many are unaware of their heritage. The new Jewish museum attests to the fact that Poland was once home to the largest Jewish community in the world.